Today's Monday. Oh, I have finally been assigned to a team.
If they've joined in the last week,
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I hope that you are subscribed, like, comment, and share. So today's Monday. It's pretty much like an admin day for me. I'm not making any calls, except at the beginning of my shift. I had to return 2 missed calls. I've had patients who, one of them called me on Friday and the other called me on Saturday. I mean, why would it think at 8 p.m. at nighttime? Why would it think do they think we're just available 24 hours? I don't know, and yeah, so I returned those 2 calls. Yeah, I'm first thing at the beginning of my shift, and then I've been kind of doing the admin work since then. So today my manager has me working in this one nurse's queue. So I'm basically completing charts for the month. So this nurse's patients, she's got about 50 patients for this month that have not yet reached the minimum 20 minutes required for the month. So I am just going chart by chart, completing those who don't have those 20 minutes. So basically what I do is, for example, this patient here only had 9 minutes in their chart. So what I'll do is go into their chart, review their readings, their trends for the month, and just note on fluctuations in their charts. And then if I need more information to just build up on time, I would go into the EHR document on the last office visit, what was discussed. I'm able to do some medication reconciliation through the EHR, and just whatever information I can gather that's important, of course, relating to the patient. Sometimes I'm able to catch medications that have been discontinued, or if a dosage has changed for a particular medication, I'm able to catch that when I'm doing these reviews. And yeah, that's basically what I'm doing to build up time so that the patient has at least 20 minutes in their chart. It's going pretty slow. Monday, my list is lengthy. I have like 50 patients that I need to close out their charts for, but for the most part, I have like 2 days to complete that, which is fine. Well, I didn't vlog all of last week, so I just want to update you guys on what I was doing last week, if I can remember. Oh my God. So last week I was still doing monitoring calls, just calling patients who, were not meeting their weekly or monthly compliance goals, patients that still needed that 1 call a month for monitoring call. It got pretty slow, especially by Friday, because, it's the end of the month. Not only that, but, the list gets small towards the end of the month and the end of the week. And also, they hired a new nurse, and she's been training with my trainer, or the person who trained me. And I'm doing my work, and I'm seeing the notes, documentations from the new nurse. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're double dipping. Like, we're working on the same patient load. So I had to contact the trainer and let her know, hey, I barely have any patients to monitor today. I think the nurse that you're training is also monitoring the same patients that I have. So she got that fixed, and by the end of the day I had like 7 patients, y'all. Like, it was dead. Like Friday there was just barely anything to do. So that was that last week. Oh, here's another thing, you guys. I have finally been assigned to a team. Oh my gosh. I have finally been assigned to a team, y'all. It feels so good. It finally feels like I'm part of something. Like, you're part of a team. You're no longer just doing things on your own. And like, when you start working, you find out that the nurses are broken down into teams. And so from day one, you're just kind of always wondering, like, I wonder whose team I'm going to be in. And so on Friday, I had a meeting with my manager. She finally announced to us on Friday what teams we're going to be joining, and it was so exciting. I'm sad that I'm not with the nurse that I started with. We get along so well. We keep in touch daily and we laugh a lot. Like, she's just such a great person. But I'm sad I won't be part of her team because I was kind of looking forward to it. So that is the good news. I have finally joined a team. I had my first huddle meeting with that team. Wonderful ladies, very funny. The team leader is so funny. We have meetings Monday through Thursdays and at 12 p.m. just discuss our compliance percentages, if we're having any issues, we're coming across any challenges. You just update each other, and then of course, like, we talk about how the day or how life is going. It's very brief. Like today, for example, it's Monday. It's 12:58, almost 1 o'clock. We met at 12 for about like 15 or 20 minutes, and we just talked about our weekend. Shared with them my excitement over finally getting my Jamaican rice and peas recipes down to a pat, you guys. It's one of my favorite rices. If you guys have ever had Jamaican food, specifically rice and peas, rice and beans, it's delicious when it's made right. Yesterday on Sunday, I went down this rabbit hole on YouTube of just watching random cooking videos, really. And I came across this video of this woman making Jamaican rice and peas using canned beans. Like, most of the time, like all these years when I've looked up the recipes, they're always using fresh beans, like dry beans. You make them, you boil them from scratch. But this recipe that I came across yesterday was using canned beans and all other fresh ingredients. And I kid you guys not, I was watching that while my daughter was taking her afternoon nap. As soon as she woke up, y'all, I gave her snack. We got in the car and we drove to the grocery store, and I got all the ingredients that I needed. We got home and I made the rice. It was so good, you guys, so good. My daughter tore it up. When my husband came back from work, he ate it and he told me it was the best rice that I've ever made, and that he's like, I'm willing to have this rice every single day of the week. And I'm like, oh my God, I did good. I was so proud of myself, you guys. So that was my eventful weekend. I'm gonna continue to work. It's 2 minutes past 1, so I'm gonna work probably for the next 30 minutes to an hour, and then take my break and hang out with the family downstairs.
The goal is calling every single patient. So just hitting heavy, transitioning in between patients.
I don't have questions in regards to the monitoring calls, but I do for completing some of these charts. I had patients who, I think I sent you a few messages, but I'm coming across patients who have either just recently, like mid-month, started monitoring, but they haven't taken readings, or like, do you still want us to try to complete those charts or leave it? Y'all, right when I finished telling you guys that I was going to resume back to work, I got a call from Teams, and all it said was my manager's name, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? And so, long story short, it was a meeting with the manager, the other nurse that I trained with, and then the other nurse who started a month before us. So basically, it looks like she's going to have us, there's about like 60 patients who still need to be outreached because they haven't reached their monthly compliance goals. So she's going to split those 60 patients between all three of us. And it looks like my admin day has been put to a halt so that we can get on these calls. Y'all, I was already getting excited about not having to be on the phone and make phone calls, but you know what? It is what it is. You gotta help the team out when they need help. So I'll probably take my break now while my manager is working on that list to send over to me, and then when I come back, I'll just resume to making calls and not do these chart reviews. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, but right after the call, I got really hungry, so I came downstairs to have some lunch, some of leftover rice and peas from yesterday. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the background noise from the TV, but my daughter is downstairs as well. I'm kind of giving my husband a little break right now, so my daughter is hanging out. So as you guys can see, I'm hanging out downstairs. I rarely ever do that. It's just sometimes when I want a change in scenery, or I just want to give my husband a small break. I typically will take my computer downstairs, and I'm trying, keyword, I am trying to teach my daughter. Right before I make a call, I'll just like start, shushing and just saying shh, shh all the time, so that once she hears a dial tone on my computer, she can know that, mommy is about to get on the call. Most times it works and sometimes it doesn't, and I have to rush to our guest bathroom, and make a call and come back out and do my documentation on the kitchen counter. So that's what you guys see me doing here. I got off a call with a patient, and I'm just documenting that conversation that we had. And yeah, you guys, it's not all the time that I do that, because of course I want to make sure that I am making quality calls, and that I don't want patients to hear, a kid playing in the background or anything. But sometimes I just have to do that. My husband did get me some headphones weeks ago, but I ended up having issues with the headphones, like just randomly disconnecting in the middle of calls. So we ended up returning those headphones, because I could not bother. Like I couldn't afford to keep making these calls and then patients saying hello, hello, and they couldn't hear me. So I returned those. So I'm without headphones right now. I'm still in the market for some decent ones. If not, I just continue to make phone calls through my computer. I also have an option to download the call app that we use on my phone, but I just don't want to mix work and personal things. So I would rather just stick to my computer for now. So yeah, I stayed downstairs for quite a long time actually that day. Just making calls and documenting, and it was going pretty well. Been having a pretty productive day. I typically like to enjoy my lunch instead of bringing work to lunchtime, but on that day that list of patients were so lengthy, and we're on the crunch for time when it comes to these readings, so I just decided to take my work downstairs and finish up. So what you heard there was actually the water from the sink running. I lost my battle, y'all. My daughter saw me working over the counter, and all of a sudden she decided that she wanted to wash dishes. It's been her thing lately to want to quote unquote wash dishes, but really she just wants to let the water run and pour it in and out of bowls. So I just let her do that so that I can have some peace and quiet time to just continue my documentation and work. And honestly, she played for a good like 20 minutes, and then she wet her pants with the water, and I had to change her, and then it was time for a nap. So this is me just continuing on my work. Honestly, you guys, the time that I get to spend, or the opportunity that I have to spend with my family while I'm working, is priceless. It may not be the best job I've ever had, but for right now, I'm truly enjoying the work-life balance. I can do my job and come downstairs and say hi to my family, or cook a quick lunch for them. It's such night and day from my previous job as a wellness director. But, this time in my life, this season in my life, I'm really, really trying to soak it all in, and I'm grateful for it. So right now I'm just reviewing a list of all the patients, making sure that I've called all of them before I end the workday. Thanks so much for watching this vlog, and I really appreciate all of y'all's support. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. How crazy!
But I thank you all who are subscribed, and I'll see you next time.